The Staincast.
What is the Staincast?
Stain?
Stain. Who is Stain?
Am I dreaming?
Yes.
What's going on, everybody? Hopefully I'm not cutting out this time. Let's just say y'all are lucky. Y'all didn't have to deal with the last hour of the technical difficulties we've been dealing with, but no more of that. I won't bore you with it. Just know that we have been sweating to get you this episode. It's not the reason why it's a week late. It's not the reason why it's a week late. We haven't been working on the Wi-Fi for a week. But on the topic of that, in the future, we probably won't be covering games and TV shows, at least long games and TV shows back to back. We've kind of learned our lesson already. That's why we do it, though. Like, we wouldn't be able to just plan this out. Be like, oh, 2 big projects back to back. Maybe that might be a problem for scheduling. Now we know. But regardless, exactly. Now we know. It's not going to hopefully won't happen again. If it does, shit happens, baby. But no more of that. Of course, myself, DL, Hag, the kid, basically the third host on this show. Besides CMO Ho, if CMO Ho had more availability, I know he'd love to be on the show every time. But as you guys saw, we got the boys this week. But I don't know if you guys had anything you wanted to speak your piece on before we got right into it.
Of course I do. I have a wonderful thing to speak on, and that is the fact that the Staincast has officially become 2 years old. A little round of applause. Thank you guys all for the support over these past 2 years. Thank you for helping our YouTube, our Spotify. Thank you for helping everything grow. It's been a hell of a ride. We love doing this for you, and we're so excited to show you guys what we have coming up in the future as well.
I'm not shaking my head at you, Meg. I was shaking my head at the fact that it was cutting out.
Oh, you were fine.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys and the work you put in.
Yes, thank you to all of the guests that have joined us. Thank you to all the guests that will join us. Thank you for everybody who tunes in every week.
Everyone who votes on the question of the week, answers some of our questions, kind of helps us.
It helps.
Yep, 100%.
And we're excited to show we have more collaborations coming up this year. We have new guests. Of course, we have a franchise in mind as well for this upcoming season and for this year. And of course, if you take a peek at that number down in the corner over here, we're at episode 92. So we got something very special planned for our 100th episode, and we're very excited and can't wait to show you guys what's coming.
Yeah, beside the like button, of course. That number.
Yeah, the like and the like button's also behind next to the subscribe and the bell, so you might as well hit that all at the same time while you're down there.
Ring that shit, son. The hell? Cutting out again. Make this excellent. All right, so I'm gonna have so much fun editing this as I usually do. Thank you guys, of course. Just to rehash what Hag said, we really do appreciate all the stuff you guys do for us, all the time you guys have spent staring at our faces. We appreciate that shit.
In the background while you're doing
exactly.
coding or whatever you do for work.
Exactly. However you digest this podcast, we appreciate the shit out of you.
Yes, sir.
Give yourself after you're done giving us a thumbs up. Give yourself a thumbs up and a little pat.
You get two of them. Two of them.
But you got to give us a thumbs up on this video first. You don't get it until you. Yeah. But besides that, of course, you read this video correctly. We got The Boys, a TV show.
Yes, sir.
And
season 1.
Season 1. Thank you.
I do have one more question before we dive into this TV show. What show are you guys excited for this back half of the year? We got a couple good ones coming up, and which one's your most hyped?
Xander, if you want to field that one first, because I'm thinking.
I'm gonna say Invincible. Still waiting on season 2. That's gonna be a hood classic. What else? What else do we have? Loki. I'm iffy on the Marvel shit recently, so I'm gonna have to wait and see how all that is before I even get hype. I haven't even watched the official trailer for that yet, but we'll see how Loki is.
Yeah.
What else? Echo. Waiting on the Echo dump.
That's not going until like January now.
Yeah, it's January.
That's the main one I'm waiting for. Can't wait for that project. But besides those two, Loki and fucking Invincible.
They're much in the pipeline just because of the whole writer's strike. I feel like all these studios are kind of spooked because obviously they would like to advertise and all that kind of stuff. They want to give it a proper press run for these shows and stuff. Yeah. So
they should just pay their fucking people properly, and then we'll be okay.
Yeah.
But
I think they were meeting today, so hopefully something got done.
I hope
They
so.
meet like
I
every other
hope so.
week. Yeah.
We're 3 hours
fun.
behind LA, so I'm sure we'll hear
Yeah.
about it at some points in the night tonight.
Yeah, they're a bunch of friggin' scumbags. But besides that, when it comes to my TV show, I don't know. I mean, there's like 2 coming out. I feel like that I know about. There's literally not Echo, the Marvel, not the Marvels. God damn it! God.
You got
The two
Echo on the
greatest
mind.
projects coming out.
Okay.
Jesus, you got both of them, Echo and the Marvels.
Wow. Wow. No.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
So we got Loki, Invincible. I thought there. I'm just thinking of movies right now. I don't think there's
So,
much.
I was gonna say this might jog your memory. There's 2 that Xander didn't mention that I had in mind. Rick and Morty season 7, and the only reason I'm mentioning that is because I'm interested to see what they're going to do without Justin Roiland. But if the first episode is trash, I'm not watching it. Straight up.
This might be mid. How are you gonna
But-
get to show up the main guy who writes it, voices the 2 characters, and like?
Well,
How are you
he,
gonna make it?
he wasn't part of the
Quantumania?
writing. He wasn't part of the writing crew for a
Yeah,
while.
he stopped. Yeah, for a while. I heard about the stories about him just being a scumbag.
Yeah, so he just did the voice,
The
but still,
voice.
his voice is so iconic for both those characters that it's going to be hard unless they get an impressionist to do it.
Not the same show. Yeah, they're gonna have to get someone who just mimics his voice. It's not the same.
Yeah.
I mean,
But the
granted that he's a scumbag, but
Yeah, the other big one, which kind of pertains to this episode a little bit as well, comes out next week. The Boys spinoff Gen V, which
Oh yeah.
looks just
Yeah, I
as
forgot.
interesting and just as gory and good as the regular The Boys, just with different kind of cast because it is still the crossover. It's the weird in-universe thing that everybody's been doing recently with spinoffs, but it looks really good, and I'm excited for it. It's the first episode. I think it's the first. It might be the first 2. I don't remember, but
Okay.
it drops next week on the 29th, and it's probably my most hyped show behind Invincible because
Okay.
it just looks like more The Boys content, and I will never say no to more The Boys content.
Yeah.
yeah, I need more of this universe, so I will check that out. I just
Yeah.
forgot about it.
Yeah, me too. They haven't been doing. I mean, maybe it's just
There was-
my.
They can't do any like press about it. So,
No,
yeah,
but the studio can still. It's just the actors themselves that can't publish.
But if you think about it, a lot of us follow the actors that are constantly
Yeah.
posting about their new stuff. Like all I've seen
Mhm.
about it is the Boys' official Instagram
Yeah,
posted
that's
like
true.
the orientation week video, and the actual
Yeah.
trailer dropped.
yeah.
Cut out again. Yeah, no, I mean you're right. I just feel like I normally see a lot of stuff through YouTube too, because that's usually like YouTube's kind of like my most like curated, like in terms of like what like Instagram like kind of knows what I like. Snapchat doesn't have a
Mhm.
fucking clue, but like YouTube is like you're watching multiple like 30-minute videos. Like it has a pretty good
They know
idea
what
of
you
what
want to
you
watch.
Yeah, exactly. So I normally get a lot of my stuff from YouTube, but it's not like I haven't been watching less YouTube. I just really haven't seen much on it because when I was watching The Boys, I saw the ad for it on Prime, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh crap, this is." I thought it was just one of those projects that they announced, like, "Oh yeah, it'll come out at some point," but we're not really pushing the envelope on it. But yeah, it's like you said, it's coming out 28th.
Next week.
29th
Yeah.
next week, literally a week
29th,
from
yeah.
a week from Friday.
Yeah, that,
I mean-
that strike's really fucking them up because, like
Yeah.
you said, we had heard nothing about it. Like, I
Yeah.
forgot it's even coming out because they can't
Yeah,
even
it's crappy.
advertise it.
Yeah, you hate to see something like that. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
for me, it's like out of all those shows we've said, probably Invincible, just because it's got the most goodwill with me right now. I love The
for sure.
Boys, but like, am I cutting out?
No, I'm just
No.
laughing at the
No, you're
kid.
good right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. So, like, the Invincible has the most goodwill, and it's also the shortest. So, like, just by those calculations, that's kind of what gives it the edge over The Boys. It's just that it's at a shorter, like, it's only on season 2, where The Boys is
Mhm.
like it's already pretty deep into the universe, so things can get stale easier. That's what I'm alluding
And
to.
spin-offs, I don't know how I feel about
Yeah,
spin-offs. because
agreed.
Hollywood spin-offs are just so egregious.
Yeah,
like, they just
because-
did the
because usually-
Continental John Wick, and that's
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
could it could either be John Wick Continental or it could also be House of Dragon. Like that's
Yeah.
we got 2 very
Yeah.
different things here.
Yeah, I mean, because like House of the Dragon is a
Yeah.
perfect example because like it's just different characters. Nothing else is changing. It's literally just different
Mhm.
characters. Like in terms of the themes, the storylines, in terms of just the overall like just the direction, like just the characters, like in general. I feel like they're you could tell, but they're written by the same people. If not, they did a very good job at adapting them.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like it's easier for House of the Dragon because it's so far away from the timeline. It's like 200
Yeah.
years from that, so they can play around more. But it's just
I just don't want
this new show is like in the same like time frame.
It
It's
takes
just
place
hard
in between seasons 3 and 4.
hard
of
to
The Boys.
hard to like warrant it, hard to like give it a
Yeah.
reason why it's here. But hopefully there is
Yeah.
a reason why they're making it.
Yeah, I agree. That you're pretty much hit home what I was saying as well. Especially when you have the cartoon equivalent of like a live action show.
Yeah.
I feel like it's never like there are certainly exceptions, but just for me, I feel like you're opening it up to a younger audience then, just because I don't know what the rating is. Hopefully, it's still TVMA, but
What, The Boys?
maybe
Gen V?
Gen V.
Yeah, it's just as violent as the boys.
It's,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it's,
still getting
it's
okay.
just
Alright,
as
good.
gory, just as violent, just as gruesome.
Like I said, I've seen no advertisement for this, so I have no fucking.
Watch
clue.
watch the trailer when we're done. It literally looks like The Boys seasons 3.5. I'm not gonna lie,
Okay,
but
yeah, but
I get going with The Boys.
that's really all I got.
Take
Absolutely.
it away, Dio.
Let's friggin' so let me just pull up. I didn't take that many notes just because like I've seen it before and I kind of have the episodes in front of me too. What were you saying, Hank? Sorry. It was at the point where you were talking about The Boys, how many times you've seen it.
Oh yeah, I was just saying I've seen the season a bunch because I've watched it when every season's come out. I've watched it when Sav and Will have watched it for the first time. So I've seen season 1 a lot, which says something about it in general, I think.
It holds. The rewatchability for this
Yeah.
whole series holds.
I was about to pick up The Boys like season 2, right after. Like I literally saw like the season 2 episode 1. I'm like, I'm about to just go right back into it. But yeah, it's just as good as I remember it being. Am I still? This is what I'm talking about, man. It's
You're not cutting out. You're not cutting out. I was just doing that so that way it just is smoother because you're on cellular. You were not cutting out. You were fine. Jesus, man.
I was about to lose my mind for a second. Okay.
I had to calm you down real quick.
Queen. Yes, no, it's absolutely. So, Xander, if you want to start us off as the guest, who's your favorite and least favorite characters of the season? I know there's a lot, but just try to do one for each.
Favorite character?
That's
Homelander's not my favorite because like he's just a scumbag, but he's really good at performing that character. Like
Anthony Starr.
I'm gonna say Anthony Starr's. He's perfect. He's really good at performing as Homelander. So he's my second, but first favorite character, I'm gonna have to go with Butcher. William Butcher. He makes the show for me, honestly. Without Butcher and Carbon as Butcher, it just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could definitely agree with you on both those characters. I think that those two are like the stars of the show. They're the ones who really make the show what it is. But
like the main character and the villain, like that's what they are.
Yeah, literally. And I think that for me personally, I gotta give it to Frenchie. I love Frenchie.
Okay.
He is ridiculous. He's my favorite of the boys. I think that his character development over the 3 seasons, and we'll get to those when we cover the later seasons, but his development over it is great. His dynamic and how he fits in with the rest of the boys is fantastic. And he's just random, tripping balls fucking half the time, like just doing random shit. I don't know. I love Frenchie. He's a great character.
I do like him as a character.
I think that his actor, I have not seen him in much, and honestly, I don't even know his name off the top of my head, but he does a great job at playing Frenchie.
No, he's really good too.
But least favorite, I'm giving it to fucking Huey. Oh,
nah, come on. I have someone else in mind.
All right, so it's not that Huey is a bad character. I just hate that Huey's looking like Jack Quaid pulling Starlight.
I get it. He's just soft too. Like
he's just soft. Yeah, especially in season 1. Like he gets better, and that's a big thing with all the characters. He gets better as the series goes on. However, in this season, he is a fucking bitch, and I hate like him screaming when he's shooting a gun, or him fucking like freaking out over like bullshit. Like he literally killed Translucent and then fucking was crying about killing Translucent. Like he wasn't literally crying, but like it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, he's
you gotta get. He's a normal person though. You gotta get. He's a normal person.
I know, but
who's softer than the average person. He's not like us.
He's soft. He's not normal. He's soft. He's marshmallow fucking baby powder fucking pillow soft. I
have respect for him though for trying to get revenge for Robin now. Like if he was really soft, he
I
would
have
have just
respect.
curled up in a
Yes.
ball and not
Like I said,
done
Like I said,
anything. So I have
he's
respect for him.
he's not a bad character. I just hate the way he's written because he's written like a fucking bitch, and then he's pulling
Yeah.
Starlight.
You guys never watched One Piece, but he's like Usopp from One Piece. Like he's cowardly, but he'll get the job done when you need to rely on him. Like that's literally how he reminds me of. Like he's soft, but like you can rely on Huey though. He won't like be a coward out or something. I feel like he's always still doing the shit with the boys, like all of it.
Yeah,
That's true.
agreed. Is it me?
But
My turn.
oh, I still gotta say my
That is his favorite
character actually.
Yep.
I was gonna say the Deep. He's such a coward. Like I just gotta
How
say.
could I forget about the fucking Deep?
Well, come on. That's what I'm saying. How are you gonna say Huey over the Deep? Like the Deep is literally just a sex offender who just does nothing throughout the whole entire series. Like
I can't believe
season
I-
1, 2, and 3, he has no development whatsoever. He's the only character in the show who doesn't progress at all. I feel like.
He's just the comedic relief. They do literally nothing with his character
Exactly.
in season 2. Absolutely nothing with his
That's
character.
what I mean. He's like stuck in the same spot that he was in season 1 and 3. Like I just feel like he doesn't do much besides just be the punching bag of the show, which I don't mind, but that one scene with Starlight was egregious too. I just got to put that on top 10 most egregious scenes.
Yeah, I mean, thank God it wasn't how it was in the comics. Because in the comics, it was
horrible.
what? It was Noir, Noir, him, and A Train.
Homelander.
Jesus.
No, it was like Homelander. It was Homelander, Home, and A Train. I think.
Oh, okay,
shit.
it wasn't Noir. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
The gang
it's
bang.
yeah.
Might have been Nora too. I think Nora was in that too. Actually.
Thank God it
It
wasn't.
was regardless.
Thank God it wasn't
Regardless,
that.
man.
'Cause, like that's fucking
Mhm.
vile. But just
That's-
fuck the Deep. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Fuck the
the
Deep.
show is just more grounded, which I like how they don't go over the top with how the comics would with the situation. It's more realistic. I like the show for that.
Yeah. DL.
Agreed. So favorite, I agree with the Homelander Billy Butcher because those really are just like the two main foils of the series. Like them just constantly, like even the look that he gives him at that at the race when A Train and Shockwave are about to race, and he just turns around. He's the only person facing Homelander, and he's just staring at him.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean they're literally just they complement each other in a way that no other two characters complement each other. Like maybe you could say in the later seasons there's more guys who do that, but in season 1 we're talking about, there's just no one else who complements each other that kind of way. And
Yeah.
just for a toss, and just so like I'm not just only saying what you guys said, I like Mother's Milk too. I think all the boys are great. I mean, Huey's written to be that way, so I almost want to give him a pass, but he still is annoying. Like he's a little fucking
The bitch.
He a little soft.
he's soft. Now look, it's not. I'm not debating whether he's soft. We know he's soft. He is soft.
Yeah, we
like
know
he's.
he's soft, yeah.
But I gotta give it to Mother's Milk too, just as like my little honorable mention, because I think he's hilarious, and like it's just funny because he's kind of crazy, but like he's the voice of reason like 9 times out of 10, and that's why I think he's so funny about his character. Him and Huey, like Huey is a little bit more normal, so when he says something, it's like okay, whatever, Huey, shut up, like read the room, kind of thing. But like Mother's Milk, I don't know, it's just the way that he like his he's just a very entertaining character just on the screen, like when he's talking. I don't know. I just he's just very articulate with what he says for no reason. Like he's just
And yet again,
he's
it's
overwritten.
It's another character that continues to get better as the series goes on.
Yeah,
which I think really
Mhm.
says something about this show. Again, is somehow season 1 is the weakest of the seasons, which is just crazy to think about.
Yeah. Maybe for me, I feel the same. I was gonna say maybe season 3 has the weakest finale, but it's still like overall the most like fun and the craziest it's been. But yeah, season 1 is just all of it. It's just good though.
Yeah.
But my least favorite, this one's tough. For the reasons I said, it's like it's so like Huey's such a layup when saying how shit his character is because
he's
in the cards. Like the Deep. Yeah, I'll give it to Huey as my least favorite character, only because that whole ocean land shit with Deep, with him trying to save that dolphin,
The
and then he goes
Oh, I
flying out the
love
window.
that
That is so funny. Yeah, no, he goes flying out the window, and then he gets hit by a truck afterwards. And you have that picture you see in like the later episode of the dolphin just all over the place on the ground. And I mean, like it's really close though. Like it's a very close race between Huey and the Deep because his whole Gills thing is like unsettling as fuck, and I really don't like
more
that.
next
Idiot.
season, though, I think, isn't it?
I thought that was this season 2 with the. Nah,
I mean, there
it might
was.
have been next
I
one,
mean,
they were digging the gills.
there was a girl fingering his gills.
Yeah,
Oh,
this
yeah,
season,
yeah.
he did have one.
Yeah, it's when he moved to Sandusky, Idaho, or wherever the hell, Ohio.
Ohio, yeah. In the
Yeah,
middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's just one of those scenes where like them just trying to go overboard, and it goes too overboard, and it doesn't like pay off for me. Where it's like they're just trying to be as like weird and uncomfortable as possible, but it, like just kind of plays as like super uncomfortable. Like I don't have gills, in case anyone was wondering,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
I felt so
It's just-
uncomfortable
Why would
when
you
he
want
was
someone
getting his.
digging into your inside?
Yeah,
like
and
that?
the fact that he didn't stop her, it's just like it's just weird. I
'Cause
feel like
he
the
fucked
Deepest
with
just
him.
has. Yeah, I
He
mean,
fucked
yeah,
with
but the Deepest just has like no powers that any of the other 7 have. Like he's literally just Aquaman. He's not even strong like Aquaman. Like
I think
I
he
he's
called himself the diversity pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, so he did. But like I was always under the assumption that Compound V is like it's just a base stats boost across the board. Like you're just faster, you're just stronger, you're just smarter. Like
It
it's
is.
not
It
like,
gives.
like
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It is,
but
but
the team
it
shows
also
none of those things.
He does.
Like when's the last time you saw
in
the Deep
the
kick
episode
somebody's
where he
ass?
teams up with Starlight? When he teams up with Starlight, I think it's episode 2 or 3.
Okay.
He
Yeah, I remember that.
he punches the guy like through, not through, but
Okay.
or through a door or
Yeah.
something like that.
Mhm.
That's true. I guess like he's just not someone who's doing it as often compared to someone like Homelander, where you see him like 20 times an episode being stupidly strong. But that's also more of his that's his like
That's his whole power set.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's more focused on it's more focused on attack. Yeah, but it's close. It's a toss up between the two of them because they're both very annoying characters, especially in season 1. But as we go on, I'm sure my answer will change.
That'll change. Oh yeah.
Y'all hating on Huey.
He was fine. Like I said, it's a layup. But I mean, I don't know who. It's the thing. Because if we're talking about least favorite main characters, he gets that easy. But if we're talking about just like throughout the whole series, I'm gonna give it to like Doppelganger because he's fucking nasty. It's fucking nasty. Like if we really want to like pick out characters, like Doppelganger is vile. And of course Ashley. I fucking hate Ashley, and I don't like her in season 2.
Ashley,
She's
yeah.
very easy. But like
Season
that's once
1,
again,
is she in season 1? She's alright in season 1, but season 2 and 3, I can't stand her.
Yeah. She just becomes that nagging role where it's just not
No more
very.
Ashley.
Yeah, but I mean the Deep fucked an octopus though. Come on, y'all can't let that slide.
Yeah, but that's not in this season, so at least we don't see.
Yeah,
it
that
in
is
this
true.
season.
Yeah,
True.
that is true.
But what are some of your guys' favorite moments, Xander? We can start with you. Like just maybe just across the board. You don't really have to say, "Oh, episode this on this," but just like
Across the board.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to say which episode,
I was
it's fine,
I was gonna say that just the face down with Homelander and Butcher, and then the finale, like when he smokes Madeline, like that whole scene when that whole scene where Homelander like it's just literally like, what are you gonna do to me, like. And then Butcher has the bomb in his hand, like explodes the hell out. I was like, he just does not care. Like he was willing to risk his whole life.
He's like,
just even like damage him, like just to even hurt him a little bit.
I just love that whole. He was more than prepared to go out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he literally blew up the house thinking that he was gonna die. Like I love that. Like Butcher is like all about his goals. He doesn't care how he accomplishes it. But that whole face down with them just chatting is tough. Then he reveals that his wife is still alive.
That's tough.
And then, he dumps him in the middle.
That's one of my favorite.
And then they recast his son.
Or just the whole first opening episode, honestly. Huey's girl getting smoked is also just a standout scene.
Yeah.
That really set the tone for the whole entire series for me.
Yeah.
I'd also add that as one of my favorite moments of the scene. Even though it was dumb gruesome, she got smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Robin's they know what they
death
needed
was
to do with that.
Yeah, Robin's death was like the most shocking thing to me because when I started it, I didn't know that it was going to be this gore. I just saw the boys and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. And then the first episode hits, and not even 5 minutes in, Robin gets fucking blasted through by A-Train, and I was like, what the fuck? Like it was a great way to show you what you're in for, pretty much.
Yeah, like that was just literally like off the first 5 minutes and not even. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was exactly what the show needed. Like they had to show that it's like we're not like regular shows. We're not just gonna have like a pilot where we don't take too many risks just because like we don't want to become controversial. Like, they don't give like that.
They also wanted to separate themselves from the rest of the superhero content that's coming out right now. So they're like, oh, we're not like.
It's refreshing what they do.
Very. Oh, yeah. It's because it's actually realistic. It is literally what would happen if people nowadays had superpowers.
Yeah. It's like if Disney owned these superheroes, the whole corporation side of the show. I love it. It's like they're advertising superheroes in movies, like T-shirts and stuff. It's like that's how it would be in real life if Disney and these corporations owned these heroes. They'd be scumbags.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I do have another moment though. I have another moment. I was looking at my notes. The female introduction, like she was like digging into that one guy, like she was them boys. And then I like how one of the guys saw like what she was doing to his boy, and he just took his own life. That was just so out of pocket because it just showed like the female is just so gruesome. Anytime she gets like a fight scene, she's just mauling someone.
That
scene was just weak.
I don't know if I guess I'm putting this under make. I don't know. It's a weird scene, but it's also just ridiculous. When fucking Popclaw is riding her landlord's face, literally breaks it, like pops his fucking skull. Like that shit is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I'd say that's a make, honestly. That's like it for this show because it just shows how ridiculous they can get with it, and like it still pulls it off.
Yeah, it took her a while too. She like got up and was like, and then she turned around and was like, oh my god. It's like she didn't hear his head pop like a fucking grape. Like that shit.
Well, she was
disgusting. She's sitting in that. Yeah. She's sitting in that mush after that.
Oh yeah. Disgusting. Oh yeah, nice. Real fucking
all because she didn't want to pay her rent.
Yeah.
I mean that's one way not to pay rent. One way to do it.
Just kill him.
Yeah. Precious fucking head.
Killing him. Need that IRL.
That's true. DL, what do you got?
So the plane scene, Joe couldn't get it up on the story. He was telling me why he was having a problem doing that, but not important. That scene, it was supposed to be it was supposed to be a reel that we were gonna make. I think that was like one of the most. That's another one of those scenes that's kind of like them separating themselves from the rest of like all these superhero projects that are coming out. They're just not afraid to be dark as hell. Like they're not afraid to like make you think they're doing what's expected and then just pull the rug out underneath you and be like, now we're just gonna because they really were doing so good. Like they had the entire plane cheering for them. They pulled up. They like made good work of all the terrorists, and then Homelander just does the most foolish thing. And I mean, of course, it's Homelander, so you expect nothing more from him. And then he smokes the whole he smokes the whole term like. I don't know why he shot lasers at the guy. Like he was 2 feet in front of him.
Why are you using lasers, man?
And then he literally goes. And he just goes, "Welp," and then like turns around and fucking walks out the plane.
Yeah. He took one look at it.
He's like, "What are you doing?" Like, I love that scene.
Yeah, it's just another one of those like.
Fuck back, or I'll laser you. I'll laser everyone. You guys.
What else? Let me just look through these episodes. God, I thought there was. I mean, I like when Translucent pulls up on Butcher. I mean, when he pulls up on Huey at the store, then Butcher hits him with the car. Then they proceed to beat the shit out of him. And then you have that whole story that goes through with them inevitably putting TNT up his ass, which I think is not even that complicated. like obviously, like we have the like the hindsight of being like, oh yeah, like just put TNT up his ass. But I like if you had guys like trying to torture you, I feel like that's like the first thing you do. Besides, I feel like putting it down his throat would be the first thing I would try, and then I would go to his ass because it's like clearly you're not getting anywhere with his skin. So, yeah, I feel like that whole interaction. Then
definitely like you just stick down the throat or something.
Yeah, and then the whole like interaction with Huey when he's like, "Oh, it's like my power is in invincibility, is reading people or something like that." I think that was pretty tough. And then another one. I'll try to put this in the video if I remember. There's another I mean, Tony Starr is literally goated for his facial expressions in this show. Like, he says so much just by the way he's looking at somebody. And the way he looked at Maeve when she was trying to clear Starlight's name was picture perfect. Like, she's like, just leave the girl alone. And he turns around. He's got the most, like, surprised / disgusted / tight look on his face.
Oh, he
And
wanted
it's
to beat the living shit out of her.
He wanted to just kill it. Like, he's got so many moments. Like, that's why I love the character of Homelander so much, because it shows the how fragile a character like a Superman-esque character would be. Where it's like, if he's just having a bad day, like, what's stopping him from just literally just going on a spree? Like, nothing. And that's why the show is so good, because even in season 3, you still get those moments where it's like, is this the moment? Like, is this when shit hits the fan? Because he's so unstable. Like, I mean, it just gets so much worse. Like, season 1 is just the tip of the iceberg, unfortunately. But it gets so much fucking worse in terms of him being
as them building up for when he's gonna explode. I'm just waiting for that moment. Like, that's what I love about it. Homelander just gets worse and worse, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I think of anything else, I'm sure as we get deeper into the episode, I'll think of more stuff. But it's also a TV show, so like we're trying to kind of be a little bit more conservative with our answers, because obviously we could do this shit all fucking day. We got 8 hours of tape to run through. Favorite quotes? Do you guys have any?
Quotes.
What y'all got? Heg, what you got? Xander, what you got?
I mean, there's a lot. This show in general is very quotable.
You go first, Heg.
Oh shit! Hold up, I'm looking at him right now.
Also, Homelander's speech at the Christ Expo.
You have
that was really good too. Talking about scenes that I like a lot.
That's another good one.
It's like basically like fucking godlike speech. That shit is hard. I mean, his whole outfit, like it just cannot be overstated how tough the American flag looks as a cape on his back. It's so fucking good.
Homelander's suit is also fantastic.
Yeah,
they do a nice job with that suit. He never takes it off. So, I mean, they have to.
Yeah, I mean, the quote I got is the only one I have is Homelander
I feel like the show has so many quotes, but I think that most of the quotes come from the later seasons as well, and that's most of the ones.
I got one. This one's funny. Fucking Huey, a butcher to Huey. We didn't bring him here for a fucking Happy Meal. Fucking translucent. We're about to smoke him.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There's just a whole bunch too. I'm just trying to look right now.
Yeah, I mean the one I got is when
we save everyone.
When Homelander pulls up. What was this? Must have been like the second or third episode. No, I think it's when he pulled up to the race. When he pulled up to the race, Shockwave versus A-Train, and he's like waving at him. He's like, "Ah, yeah." He's like, "Ha, you fucking cocksuckers," or something like that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Or Huey's like, as a rule, I usually don't go out after a gory massacre.
Yeah, it's Homelander, because he was like laughing under his breath. He's like, "Ah, fucking cocksuckers." Man, it's just
cocksuckers.
That's why the dynamic is so good between Billy Butcher and Homelander, because Homelander hates humans with all his heart, and Butcher hates soups with all his heart. Like they're just so perfect for each other.
So
yeah, like even for Starlight, like he doesn't even care if Starlight's good. Like he wants them all dead. That doesn't matter.
Oh no, exactly. Like he was so fucking tight when he was like, even just like talking to her, or when he found out that they were together, something like that. He's like him, like what did he say? He said some vile ass, like hating ass statement. He's like not with a soup or whatever the hell. It was really good.
He was like, "You brought a fucking soup here." He was tight when he first bro Starlight. You brought a fucking soup here. Like he doesn't even call her by her name, even though he knows it.
Yeah, he just knows her as a soup. He sees her as nothing else but a soup.
That's all I got for quotes. I didn't write much down. I was just watching the shit. There's a million different.
Yeah, the show has me so encapsulated.
Yeah,
and most, like I said, most of the ones I have are all for the later seasons, and there's so many for the later seasons. But just know anytime
season 2
Homelander,
and 3.
yeah, and just know anytime Homelander or Butcher are on screen that they're both chatting.
Absolutely. But did you guys have any? We can just go over to some of the yites then. I didn't have any because it's in that same realm as like every other supernatural science fiction type shit. Like it's a superhero show. It's like there really isn't much to
So I
complain
feel like,
about. I don't know if you
yeah,
guys
I
have.
feel like I don't really have any for the sheer fact of like this is a superhero show, but it's also pretty realistic. Like most of the stuff that happens, they kind of think about how it would actually happen like that. You know, like there doesn't really have any holes in it.
Yep. I think
Xander,
the only one I would say is probably just the whole them somehow getting Soups into Congress. I mean, into the military. Like their plan to do it, how they had Doppelganger like pretend to be a prostitute and just like turn into a man and take a picture. Like it was a picture. It's like it's fucking Photoshop. We live in a time of superheroes, bro.
you
It's
can
like,
you
can literally.
yeah.
I don't know. Like that seemed like a very like weak segue just because of what the show can do. Like just relatively speaking, I think they have like really good ways of like progressing plot without it just sounding like feeling like they just needed something. Like that was just the weakest link for me, probably.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Besides that, I don't really have any.
Yeah, I'm trying to think right now. I'm like kind of trying to go through the episodes, but when it comes to yites, it's like, it's a fucking superhero show, bro.
Yeah, there's not much I really can go on. But I guess I think we know what this means. Close for you, DL. Because it's time for the thirsty moment of the show.
Where's the mic on here? I'm really.
Oh, you're close. Yeah, you're close to it now.
You
Jesus.
gotta lean. You gotta lean.
I
You gotta lean.
found my mic. So,
Jesus.
Thank God the camera ain't capturing my face right now because I am in it.
It will for the episode.
Yeah, I hear it.
Shit. So where were we here? Thirsty moment of the movie.
Or the show.
Of the show. If I had to give it one, I mean, it's gotta go to Starlight. It has to.
Absolutely going to Starlight. That new costume that Vought gives her. Ooh!
That shit is
Ooh.
ridiculous.
You did that.
Absolutely ridiculous.
The marketing team knew what they were doing. The marketing team knew what they were doing.
Yeah, the marketing team was a bunch of geniuses. That was funny.
Can't see me, but I was leaning just now. Don't lean in.
Yeah, I mean it's tough.
Yeah.
It's such a good costume. It's a good design, and then
it's a great costume.
you know,
We'd love to see it.
she's also just fucking healthy,
Yeah.
beautiful, and looking like that. So
Yeah. Agreed.
I really
mean,
can't give it to anybody else but Starlight.
I mean, I'd give it to Becca, Billy's wife.
Oh yeah,
She is
yeah.
She's
Patty
pretty good.
Jenkins.
We don't see enough. We don't see enough.
Oh no, of course, yeah. I'm not. Look, she ain't getting no MVP. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, what the
That's
fuck?
yeah. That's just a nice little second.
That's a
second
taste.
runner-up.
That's a taste
That's a
for
runner-up.
for next season.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's absolutely going to Starlight. I really don't think there's much of a contender on that.
No, maybe
Yeah,
maybe
for
in the latest seasons, because Kimiko, she honestly,
Yeah, later seasons.
That's true. That's
Season
true.
3, season 3.
yeah, there's definitely some more competition as the seasons go on. But yeah, for season 1, we're gonna give it to Starlight across the board for show, for show.
But
Congrats to Starlight.
as usual,
Hashtag homelight.
hashtag homelight.
Yeah.
As usual, every Saturday-ish, we take to our Instagram at the Staincast to ask you guys a lovely question, get you involved, and see what you're thinking. And this week, we asked you guys what the ideal length is for a Staincast episode. We had a couple of options, 30 to 60 minutes, 60 to 90, 90 plus, and other. And it was actually more surprising than I thought, with 14% voting for 30 to 60-minute episodes and a whopping 86% of you voting on 60 to 90 minutes. So you guys are liking when we give a little more of a meaty episode, which, I mean, most of our
Yeah.
episodes do hit that 60-minute mark at least.
Yeah, that was surprising to me too. That's kind of what cued me to put that question. I think it's easy for us to kind of be recording and record for God knows how long. Like I'm always fine with it. I mean, we could all talk for forever, but I know when it comes to people actually watching, like on the other side of things, I know not everyone shares the same ideas as us. But in this case, looks like we were right. Very nice, very nice. Not often.
Very nice. Yeah.
We aren't right very often, but we're right this time, baby.
Glad we were. Glad you guys are enjoying the length of the episodes that we've been putting out, and that just shows us that we're doing something good. We're going to continue doing it like that, and every once in a while we'll sprinkle in a longer or shorter episode depending on what we're covering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
that 100% comes down exactly. Like, it's more of just like in general. That's kind of what I was looking for.
Yeah, but thank you guys, of course, for answering. Short segment this week, but not much in terms of the question to cover. And make sure you stay tuned next Saturday, or I guess 2 days from this episode posting, for the question of the week.
Yes, sir. Do it. Keep an eye out. Saturday-ish. I mean, if you don't have post notifications turned on.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Tipping.
But besides that business, let me now transition off to over under critic. Yeah, throwback to IMDb being useful. I'm gonna give it a try.
Trash.
Let's see. I don't even know how it works with TV shows, but I'm actually curious now. The Boys season 1.
Let's
IMDb.
find out.
Let's see what it do. Oh, is it just?
It probably breaks it down by episode.
Yeah, and it looks like it has all of these. So actually, I'll just look at it and I'll just see what's the highest ranked episode of season 1. I mean, first of all, what do you guys think it is?
Hold on.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna say either the first episode or the last. That's just me personally. I might be wrong.
I'm gonna say it's either gonna be episode 8, which is my personal favorite episode, or episode 6.
It's so the highest ranked one is the finale.
Episode 8.
Yep,
Okay.
I knew it.
Yeah, episode 8, and then it's tied at 1 and 4. Episode 1 and episode 4. The first one is obviously the pilot, and the fourth one is the female of the species, the one where they go on the hunt.
With the female, yeah. With the female just be just digging into that one guy.
Yeah, smoking that, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that for me, my favorite episode is, like I said, definitely the finale. It ends it in a perfect cliffhanger to lead you into season 2. It also concludes most, if not all, of the plot lines from season 1. And it just leaves you so excited for what's to come. And what is to come are 2 tremendously fantastic and better seasons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Amzad Bites. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at some of the later seasons, some of their reviews, some of the. Oh, it's got me excited.
We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, but that's all we got. That's all we got for the critics. At least IMDb has some use to us when it comes to TV shows. Shout out.
Yeah, they're not as washed as they used to be.
Mm-hmm. So let me just.
But I guess is it time for our rankings?
Fuck! I didn't do a ranking. Fuck! I mean, I cooked this up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell is I got so many fucking notes, man?
I think that personally we should do TV shows kind of similar to how we do video games and give them a letter grade.
Yeah,
because TV shows
are
very hard to rank. Very, very hard to rank.
I agree. So why don't we just do letter, favorite episode, least favorite episode, or we just do letter? What are you thinking?
Just do letter. We just talked about our favorite episodes.
Mine's probably
Okay.
the first or last.
But so I'm gonna give season 1 of The Boys an A.
Okay.
I don't think it fully reaches that S tier, especially like I keep saying with the other seasons that we're getting, but it still is a fantastic season. It's plenty rewatchable. It's just it's really fucking good. And if you haven't watched The Boys, what are you doing? Go watch it.
That's awesome.
Ain't doing nothing. You're throwing.
Yeah, but I think that for me, this season is gonna get an A.
All right, I can respect it.
Yeah, I mean, if we're not doing A minuses or any of that shit, stuff like that would just complicate the shit out of things. Yeah, I think I can agree with an A. I was thinking about B, but I don't know. I also haven't ranked enough TV shows to like have that like kind of like
Media.
structure. Yeah, I just don't have the sample size for it. I don't know, man. A.
I think it's a good setup, honestly. I'd give
Yeah.
it like an A plus, A plus if we're doing that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not an F. Like season 2, 3 could be like S tier if we want to chat about that. Those seasons could be S tier, but I feel like this season is A plus for me.
Yeah,
They're
like
all
I said,
A, but
like I said, it's a great season. It's got a great story, great characters, great development, but it also is just very set upy into the rest of the series, and the rest of the series is better. And that's the only reason why I can't give season 1 an S tier is because the other 2 seasons are better, and this one just it has to rank lower, and that's why it's gonna go A.
Yeah. I can live with
respect
that.
it.
I can live with that.
Yeah, but does anybody else have any final thoughts?
If you, my final thoughts are, I mean, it's 8 episodes, an hour a piece, so that's about 8 hours. I don't think that's that bad for a TV show. I mean, comparative, like I mean, you have shows that could be 15, 20 plus episodes. Definitely not a family movie, a show. Sorry, I don't think I'd recommend you watching this
Show
with the
not.
fam. I mean, it's really, I really don't too much to say on it. I think it's kind of like everyone kind of knows the premise by now. Like, if this is like the first season, like if we were covering the first season when it came out, I think I'd have to explain more. But I think people at least know of the boys. Like, oh, it's like rated R superhero.
Yeah, it's gory superheroes.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, moral of the story, it's fantastic. Watch it. Like if you've never seen any of the boys, watch it. And if you haven't seen the season in a while, honestly, I would I would recommend the rewatch as well.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I think I like it because
definitely rewatchable.
mm-hmm. And
Very
and my final point on is I like shows that treat you like you're an adult. And then this show really does. Like it has like it doesn't need to dumb down the plot for you. You don't need like an entire character dedicated to deciphering what the plot is. Like it's straightforward, but it's still interesting though, which is honestly not very not very common nowadays. It's like one of the other shows.
Yeah, none of the secret invasion shit.
No, come on, man. Come on. We were doing so
I
good.
toss one in there.
We were going like 40 minutes without a fucking bringing up Marvel. Maybe a little less.
Yeah. God damn it. But I guess, as usual, thank you to the kid for joining us. Thank you, all of you guys, for tuning in and listening. And of course, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, hit that bell, hit that like button, and leave a comment. If you're watching this over on Spotify, make sure you leave us a review and follow our podcast. Make sure you go over to our Instagram at the Staincast, give us a follow, turn on post notifications, and click that link in the bio to buy some merch. And of course, stay tuned for next week, where we are covering Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which is one of the best movies of all time. I knew it.
Fuck Optimum. Look, a little quick public service announcement. For anybody out there who's looking for an internet service provider,
and live in
you
the
probably,
area.
Yeah, exactly. If you live like on the tri-state area, and you're looking for an internet service provider at Optimum, you see Optimum like, wow, this is a great deal on internet. Don't fucking buy it. You're better off getting tinfoil and like just turning it into like a antenna dish and just holding that shit up in the air and praying that you catch something. But fuck
Optimum.
And
Optimum.
Altice. Don't forget Altice.
No.
They be acting like they're not optimum, but Altice is
Yeah,
optimum,
it's like the
so
business
fuck them.
one or whatever. It's like still mid, still
Yeah.
trash, still advertising 100 down, 100 up, getting 80, 15. Like, if that's not fraud, I don't know what is. Okay, enough. I'm done. I'm over it now. We're on cellular. God bless T-Mobile. They're holding it down. T-Mobile Tuesdays got me like this. My mic is not fucking connected. My mic, I'm like using my mic right now. I haven't been using my mic this entire fucking episode. So,
What you mean?
thanks, Riverside. I appreciate that. Fucking
What does this all mean?
At least it sounds fine. So
Means I'm using my fucking shitty ass $10 tinny ass fucking laptop mic. That's what it means.
Jesus, oh damn.